Einen wunderschönen guten Abend. Happy Good Evening, Happy Monday Evening, wunderschönen Montagabend. 20 Uhr, Livestream, asked the German director, which is more now talk with Thomas, because German director has still no job. We're waiting. I hope you have a great week. As usual, like the last weeks, I will switch always between English and German. So there are a lot of topics. They are like only for the Germanics and some international topics. So I will switch between German and English. I feel much more comfortable in German, but my English is not fluent, like my professor said. So, but I think you can understand me also if I'm not native speaker. I hope you're still healthy. I hope you enjoy the soft lockdown wherever you are. I think only in Switzerland and Liechtenstein there's kind like still everything fine and open, also the casinos. I just heard today that the Krankenhaus in Liechtenstein is still operating, running cash games, but they're not really broadcasting a lot and publishing a lot. So at the end, I think it's everything. Also, gastronomy restaurant is closed. So in the casinos, there's some game, but no drinks, no food. Yeah, so this is the update. So, but the most important thing, I hope you're healthy. I'm healthy, my family is healthy, your family is healthy, and we will survive this fucking time period, and we'll come back stronger than usual. Yeah, let's jump to the topics. I should prepare much more better. First, thank you to my partners, and this is always like the part to thank to my partners. Rivastas Bratislava, for example, a very nice big casino. They are still open, they're never closed, but at the end there's not really much business. But if you still want to challenge to cross the border to go to Bratislava, the casino is open, live game is open, slots is open. At the moment there's no poker, but at the end, and you know Slovakia, they make a mass testing, they're testing all the people on COVID, and if you're negative, you're allowed to go out, enjoy your life. So I like the tactic, to be honest. And they do it now the second time to test kind of everybody, so they can control more the positive results. We will see the next week if this tactic is successful or not. In Czech Republic, Riva Stars in Prague is closed, King's Casino still closed. They are hoping to get a reopening party end of November. Numbers going down in Czech Republic, so let's stay tuned and see. In the meantime, if you're sitting at home, you know to go out, especially Austrian, ein bisschen in Deutsch, also alle, die einen Win2D-Account haben, also alle mit einem Wohnsitz im wunderschönen Österreich, haben jetzt die Möglichkeit, Herbstpoker Series und eine, finde ich, coole, quasi Soft Lockdown, Stay-at-Home Promotion, jeden Tag um 20 Uhr gibt es ein 250 Euro Free-Roll. Also ausnützen, einfach ein Freeroll spielen, am besten neben dem Abendessen. Freeroll, das Schöne daran ist, man kann einfach all in gehen, hat keinen Stress und keine Sorge und kann ein bisschen aggressiv spielen und einfach schauen, was einfach so passiert. Ja. Dann natürlich herzlichen Dank, ich bleibe jetzt gleich mal in Deutsch kurzfristig. Danke an Rose, danke an Pokerfirma, immer sehr gutes Input, moralische Unterstützung und natürlich auch extrem viel Content, dass ich mir von Pokerfirma klauen kann oder von Rosi direkt bekomme. Und ich liebe diese täglichen Sprüche. Und ja, Poker soll zum weltweit größten Spiel erklärt werden. Ich glaube, ist es schon. Jeder Spiel ist das sicher, der eine bewusst mit Karten, die anderen ohne. Ja, unsere Politiker gambeln, wir gambeln. Jeder gambelt, im Business wird gegambelt. Wir wissen ja, professionelles Pokern, gutes Pokern ist sehr parallel auch zu der Wirtschaft. Also danke Rose nochmal herzlich für die Zusammenarbeit und es macht wirklich immer Spaß. Ja, und dann ein bisschen in eigener Sache noch immer, weil es mich gerade fasziniert, E-Gaming, E-Sports, wenn man sich die Zahlen anschaut von den größten Preispool im E-Sports, das sind nur die ersten 10, ist es einfach wirklich berauschend, was also E-Sports und E-Gaming anstellt. Ist das größte Business und ich bin ja gerade dabei und richtig mal überlegen, gerade während Covid und Homeoffice eigentlich da ein bisschen einzusteigen und auch beruflich ein bisschen was dazu zu machen, nämlich ein bisschen Network Marketing, E-Gaming, Kryptowährungen, Gamecoins. Gibt es sehr interessante Produkte und ehrlich gesagt, es ist das größte Business weltweit und eigentlich muss auf den Zug aufspringen und mitmachen. Einfach Profit Sharing, sage ich einmal, einfach die Kuh melken, solange sie zu melken ist. Aber da gibt es sicher in den nächsten Wochen sicher mehr. Okay, wir bleiben in Deutsch. Topic noch nicht zu Ende. Glücksspielstaatsvertrag neu. Nach wie vor in aller Munde, nach wie vor weiß kein Mensch, wie es weitergehen wird. Weder die Online-Casino wissen, was sie tun sollen, noch der Staat weiß, was er tun soll wahrscheinlich, noch die EU und natürlich auch die Spieler wissen es nicht. Ja. Pokerterra, zum Chat, einen wunderschönen guten Abend. Ich sage mal einfach so Hallo und schreiben im Chat vielleicht dann etwas später. Ja, Glücksspielstaatsvertrag, wir haben letztes Mal geredet und auch philosophiert über die Kontrolle. Ich habe mit unserem Rechtsanwalt Axel Mittig noch einmal kurz gechattet und er hat mir gesagt, prinzipiell wird es einen großen Gaming-Data-Server geben und darüber sollen alle Logins, die ganzen Daten aller Spieler laufen. Wenn wir bedenken, wie viel in Deutschland gespielt wird und wie viele Spieler auch online spielen, kann man sich vorstellen, was das für ein großer Datenserver ist. Also da werden sie einen großen Turnsaal brauchen, den müssen sie schön lüften und da sollen alle Daten drüber legen. Und jetzt könnt ihr euch vorstellen, wie viel Sachen da passieren kann. Wenn schon die Großen, wie auch Party Poker, PokerStars immer wieder abstürzen, Probleme haben. Und jetzt könnt ihr euch vorstellen, das Ganze rennt über einen zentralen Server. Prost Mahlzeit. So, andere gute News. Die dritte Flasche, es ist soweit. Daher eine Limited Edition. Man darf ja nicht zu viel Werbung machen. Und immerhin die dritte Flasche. Man soll es nicht glauben. Ich streame jetzt seit März. Fast jeden Montag. Hätte ich mir nie träumen lassen und nie daran gedacht, dass das wirklich mal passieren kann. Aber es macht doch immer riesen Spaß und an diesem Punkt auch herzlichen Dank an euch alle. Herzlichen Dank, dass ihr immer da seid und es macht wirklich Spaß, mit euch immer zu chatten, mit euch uns auszutauschen und wirklich herzlichen Dank an die Community, an unser Poker-Business und dass ihr mir so treu seid und jeden Montag euch die Zeit nehmt, eine Stunde mit mir zu verbringen. Prost! Gut, ja, das ist unser lieber Glücksspielvertrag und wird es seinen Zweck erfüllen. Danke Sven. Sven hat mir einen Link geschickt zu einer ZDF-Doku, die natürlich sehr, sehr polarisiert, sehr, sehr subjektiv gestaltet ist, alles gegen das Gaming, wo jeder, auch eine Glücksspiel-Suchtberaterin natürlich sagt, ja, es ist natürlich, sie ist mit dem Spirit des Glücksspielstaatsvertrages nicht so zufrieden, weil es nicht genug die Spieler schützt und der Fokus ganz woanders liegt. Ja, also der Fokus liegt vielleicht daran, das Online-Spiel in Deutschland zu zerstören, denn ich glaube, ein Spielerschutz online mit 1000 Euro im Monat ist sehr wohl da. Also ich glaube, einen größeren Spielerschutz theoretisch gibt es ja gar nicht. Und sie sollte sich vielleicht mal ein bisschen ums Live-Gaming kümmern. Also sehr, sehr interessanter Fall. Das, was ich glaube, den Zweck erfüllt und was vielleicht auch mit dem Glücksspielstaatsvertrag sich ändern kann, auch lieber für unseren lieben Marc Kork. Wunderschönen guten Abend nochmal an lieben Marc, meinen Stream-Kollegen, guten Freund, alten Kollegen, das Ganze auch wie Knossi, alle die streamern, werden natürlich jetzt auch ein bisschen von der Doku gerade speziell an die Wand genagelt und da könnte es natürlich Probleme geben, Graubereich, illegaler Bereich, also da muss man sicher schauen, was da weiter passiert, aber kann natürlich ein bisschen Probleme bereiten. Gut, ja, und jetzt bleiben wir noch in deutschen Sprache. Wir switchen mal zu einer Topic, die auch in aller Munde ist letzte Woche. Ich ich hoffe, es hat euch ein bisschen jetzt wachgerüttelt um 20 Uhr am Abend. Ja, PokerStars, Panic-Button. Wurde einfach mal so installiert und viele Spieler haben das einfach mal ausprobiert. Auch der Marc. Auch der Marc hat es einfach mal gemacht und hat einfach mal auf den Knopf gedrückt und ist einfach rausgeflogen aus dem Turnier. Ich finde es prinzipiell wahnsinnig. Es gibt den PokerStars-Blog, da hinter mir jetzt den Text, wo das im Prinzip bekannt gegeben wird, dass man einfach ohne Warnung, ohne Rückfrage einfach 24 Stunden gesperrt wird. Man kriegt im Cash-Game sein Geld zurück, in der Hand bleibt, geht auf Check Fold. Aber wirklich, also eigentlich muss ich sagen, gerade jetzt, wo sie starten, auch eine EPT Online zum ersten Mal, die EPT Online, das einzuführen ohne Vorwarnung, ohne zumindest eine Woche Übergangszeit und rückzufragen, ist eigentlich ein absoluter Wahnsinn, absoluter Horror und wirklich absolut kundenfeindlich. Also wir verstehen alle, dass natürlich jetzt ein Panic-Button kommen muss, laut Glücksspielstaatsvertrag, dass man halt aussteigen kann, aber das ist geschäftsschädigend, das ist auch von meiner Meinung nach teilweise wirklich Diebstahl und da wird es noch richtig Probleme geben, weil ich glaube auch nicht, dass es rechtlich halten kann, wenn ich gerade ein Turnier spiele, bin am Bubble und dann verdrücke ich mich vielleicht und bin aus dem Turnier draußen und verliere mein Buy-in. Also das ist, muss ich sagen, sehr grenzwertig. Ja, es ist viel passiert. Das ist der Panic-Button. If you click this button, you will immediately logged out and will not be able to log in for next 24 hours. Alles gut und schön, ich schütze mich, aber im Großen und Ganzen, ganz ehrlich, die 24 Stunden sind eigentlich schön, aber der Spieler ist trotzdem nicht da, wenn er nach 24 Stunden einsteigen kann. Also ich muss sagen, es ist ein bisschen sehr verwirrend. Ja, und da, lieber Marc, apropos, ne? Also ich versuche, das Movember, Marc, also ich versuche jetzt gerade ein bisschen danach zu ziehen, muss ich noch üben. Die Brille habe ich auch irgendwo liegen, kann ich vielleicht mithalten. Ja, also Marc ist es auch passiert. Der Button ist auch sehr schlecht platziert, er ist nicht markiert und man drückt dann einfach drauf und sehr viele Spieler haben einfach nur schauen wollen, wie funktioniert das, wie geht das, was kommt da und drücken einfach mal drauf. Und es war ein ziemliches Desaster für manche Leute. Auch Marc konnte nicht streamen, es ist ein Turnier draußen. Also ich finde wirklich, dass es extrem kundenfeindlich ist und aber nicht das Richtige gemacht im richtigen Moment, ohne Vorwarnung. Gerade die erste Woche, finde ich, hätte es sein müssen, ja, dass die Spieler vorgewarnt wird, dass dieser Button aktiviert wird. Der Button ist aktiv ab 20. November und dann kann man von mir aus auch diese Warnstufe rausnehmen und wenn muss ein Panik-Button wirklich ein Panik-Button sein, damit die Leute wirklich im Endeffekt das auseinanderhalten können. Ja, es gibt natürlich überall, auch auf Twitter gibt es natürlich viele Diskussionen, Leute reden darüber, ach aufpassen, Warning for the German Community, dass da plötzlich ein Button ist, aber im Endeffekt, wie gesagt, es ist vielen passiert und ich finde das einfach komplett unnötig und ich verstehe es auch nicht, wie man so kurzfristig, ohne zu überlegen, auf Harakiri und ohne das zu testen, sowas raushaut. Für irgendein Software-Update gibt es immer eine Beta-Version, da wird alles durchgecheckt und überprüft und für so einen Button, den knallt man einfach auf den Client und drückt drauf. Und wer sich noch erinnert, vor 20 Jahren, wie ein Poker-Client ausgesehen hat, die Plattform, die Lobby, wird sich denken, no, da hat sich viel geändert. Komplett überladen mit Aktionen, Cash Game, Sit and Go, Spin and Go, bla 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 bla. Und da fällt einfach so ein kleiner Button bei Gott nicht auf. Also, auf der einen Seite lustig, auf der anderen Seite muss ich sagen,
the fundamental rights of an online poker player. You don't have any.
Er hat recht, ich finde das einfach nicht fair. Ich finde das auch kontraproduktiv für die Community, dass man einfach sowas rausknallt und ja, ich sag mal wie Partypoker, wie sie früher den Blackjack-Button eingeführt haben, der haben sie auch erst still und heimlich hingegeben. Ja. Also, viel Aufregung, auf der anderen Seite auch viel Spaß, viel Action. Es wird natürlich jetzt geschmunzelt darüber, weil es natürlich jetzt keine verheerenden Auswirkungen hat, aber für alle, die das bei Ihnen verlieren, hätte PokerStars meiner Meinung nach schon ein bisschen was tun können und gibt. Ja. Die Frage jetzt im Chat, ja, der laut PokerStars, dem Blog, was ich vorher gezeigt habe, ist es wirklich so, dass im Endeffekt keine Frage kommen soll. Liegt definitiv wieder am Thema Spielerschutz. Man will einem Spieler jetzt nicht psychologisch sicher die Möglichkeit geben, sagen, naja, okay, ich spiele doch weiter. Also eigentlich ist das so, wenn jetzt ein Spieler auf Tilt ist, wenn ein Spieler seine Kontrolle verliert über sich selber und vielleicht dann noch mehr verlieren würde. Wir kennen alle, wenn wir auf Tilt gehen, macht man noch ein Rebuy, geht All-In und noch ein. Man verliert sicher mehr in dieser emotionalen, angeschlagenen Phase. Und da hat der Panik-Button eben diese Funktion, wenn ich drauf klicke, bin ich weg. Und dann habe ich zumindest 24 Minuten Zeit. Mache ein bisschen Yoga, trinke ein Gläschen Wodka und komme wieder kontrolliert zurück. Und dadurch, glaube ich, ist genau diese Rückfrage nicht da. Was ich später, wenn jeder das kennt, okay finde, aber als Experiment zu Beginn finde ich es eigentlich eine Frechheit, dass sowas hineingekommen ist. Ja. Wie gesagt, das ist halt unser Panik-Button. Schauen wir mal, wie die anderen nachziehen. Es müssten ja die anderen Anbieter das Gleiche machen. Das müsste dann noch geben, also gibt es ja überall, also beim Roulette, also beim Casino, Slots, Sportwetten, überall gibt es diesen Button. Und ja, vielleicht wenn ich dann Sport weg, Live-Betting und ja, ich spiele halt, dass jetzt der Messi das nächste Tor schießt und dann schießt halt der Ronaldo, dann hau ich halt auf den Panic-Button und steige aus dem Sportwetten. Ob das hilft, ich bin nicht sicher, denn auf der einen Seite, wir wissen, wie wir sind, wenn wir spielen wollen, spielen wir und wenn mich jetzt PokerStars rausschmeißt, dann gehe ich halt zu Party-Poker. Schmeißt mich Party-Poker raus, gehe ich zu GG-Poker. Haut mich GG-Poker raus, gehe ich zu Bwin. Haut mich Bwin raus, lande ich halt irgendwo noch. Also spielen kann man immer, also dadurch sage ich mal kurzfristig gut, langfristig schlecht. Und was jetzt Home Game GG sagt, GG-Poker ist mit Bestätigung, man kann es ja auch gescheiter machen. Was ich trinke, ja, also ich trinke Wodka Bitter Lemon, das ist mein liebstes Getränk. Absolut Wodka ist für mich der beste zu mischen, weil es einfach auch, sage ich mal, einfach von der Qualität gut ist und original Schweppes Bitter Lemon. Das ist mit der Farbe ein bisschen, mit dem Greenscreen ein bisschen schwierig zu lösen. Also mein Greenscreen da hinter mir löst mein Bitter Lemon auf. Ja. Also das ist so viel zum Panik-Button. Wie gesagt, es ist also Profis passiert in Mark Kork, es ist Amateuren passiert, es wird noch vielen Leuten passieren und ich finde es halt bei einer EBD Online jetzt extrem. Jetzt stell dir mal vor, ein kleiner Spieler spielt ein Satellite für EBD Main Event, 5000 Euro bei ihm, er spielt halt $5, $50, $500 Satellite, ist knapp am Bubble, ist in guten Chips und denkt sich, ja, nichts riskieren. Und dann geht's Missklick weg. Dann verliert also wirklich jemand viel Geld. Und wenn das mal, wir kennen es alle, wenn man jetzt multitabelt, ja, also wenn man es auf mehreren Tischen spielt, mehreren kleinen Spielen, auch 4 Tische, kommt ein Pop-up, man drückt ein bisschen in der Gegend herum. Also da kann schon mal passieren, wenn ich dazwischen woanders drücken, ein bisschen Google, was anderes, kann es durchaus passieren, dass man mal abrutscht und vielleicht versehentlich dort ankommt und dann finde ich es einfach wirklich fatal, eigentlich nicht rückzufragen. Spielerschutz oder nicht. Ja. Also, Das so viel zu unserem Panik-Button auf dem pokerstars.de Client. Bin gespannt, wie es weitergeht. So wie ich PokerStars prinzipiell kenne, glaube ich nicht, dass sie irgendwas ändern werden und sie werden auch nicht rückfragen. Gut, damit switchen wir wieder zum Englischen.
Back at table
Heads up.
4,
And you
Galfond up by 15,000 in chips, blinds now at 3 and 600.
Successful also live tournaments.
Might have to
I
beg you sit in the
remember
corner
in
and
the Concord
behave.
Card Casino.
I don't know.
Don't ask me which
This is
year.
so close.
There was like the Heads Up Championship. It was
So,
in
that's what I've got, so you know.
World Championship.
Wow, Joe's
It
giving him
was
a look.
in like
I want you to
Vienna,
see
in the
what I've got,
Concord,
so
and
you
then
know.
because of no air
Looking for a
conditioning
reaction.
in the Concord, it
What do you
was
want me to
moved
do,
to
Phil?
Barcelona. I really remember
Make your best decision and take your time.
in the Concord,
Oh.
it was so hot, extremely hot, that
I
we were
fold.
really all
That's
sweating.
uncanny.
It was a wet
Genius.
t-shirt contest.
You just tilted your head
Because
and
it was
that
no
made me fall.
air condition, and yeah, they were running around with like sweating, and then Heads Up moved to Barcelona. But Heads Up was really in all the tournaments. EPT had like EPT had Heads Up. Everybody had Heads Up. So people ask me, there's a video in the background. Ah, this video. Ah. Maybe there's still a video in the back, so I hope I just deleted it. Let's hope so. Is the video now gone? Good. Thanks, boys. Okay, the video stopped. I will show you later. So, okay, back to Heads Up. So at the end, there was like the EPT had Heads Up Championship. It was like very common that we had like Happy Championship full tilt. You know, remember the 25,000 euro challenge. So at the end, there was a lot of really Heads Up tournament events. Nowadays, Heads Up is still a challenge, which we will come quite later. But at the end, it disappeared. Why? From my side, I think live, it was just the logistics were like too difficult behind. You know, Heads Up has their own rules. There's no late reg. People has to be on time. If somebody becoming late, it's very difficult to blind people out in Heads Up. What we did in Heads Up, when the player was not on the seat, we just took away every minute or every 30 seconds one blind. So new hand. But at the end, then you know the buy. It means like if you have a roster like in tennis, the knockout roster of 32 people, and one has no opponent in the next round at the beginning, it calls buy. You can go to the next round. But it was not fair in poker. The idea of one opponent less. So at the end, there was a lot of issues with live heads-up tournaments, and it was also like staff intensive. You need one dealer for two people. So at the end, this was the reason why I think Heads Up disappeared a little bit from the live tournament scene. Online, we still have like a lot of nice challenges. Yeah, here you can see it's really nice. The longest Heads Up challenges, also like final table Heads Up, but you can see that Heads Up is really sometimes very, very, very tough challenge. And honestly, Heads Up most of time is the decision for sometimes 20-30% of a price jump. So most of tournaments, the winner takes not double, but really a big amount different. Like EPT, the winner takes 800k and the second one maybe take 500k. So this is really a big different, big jump. So I think it's a Heads Up, to train Heads Up, to play Heads Up. It's a very important part. And I don't like, especially like in smaller card clubs, if they always make a final table deal or deal with 15, 14, chop, let's go home. So I think if I would be the manager of a small casino, I would really try that people will finish a tournament and practice the Heads Up situation and practice to win a tournament and the practice to win a title. And most of the casinos, they are like happy if every tournament is finished on the final table, people going to the cash game, going to slots and going home and tournament is finished. But I think for the long term, to train my customers, to my players, I think it's a very good tool to train them to play heads up. Yes, in the chat, deal and play for the bracelet. Yes and no. Now I'm back as tournament director and staffing. We don't like to just play for a trophy. Okay, to play for a title of the WSOP, that's cool, that's nice. It's a big event. But to play for the title of like a 20 euro Wednesday evening tournament, no. If you want to make a deal and you want to play for a trophy, yes, but you have to play at least for something left. So it has to be serious and not just play for a trophy. For example, for this trophy. I still have one. So a lot of people, they want to play for this trophy just for fun, but I think yes and no, but if you play for this, also play for some cash. Maybe I should make a charity once for these things. By the way, it was Rosie, our event, PokerStars.de Snowfest, side event winner. And you know why I have this trophy at home? Because the side event was cancelled, because we were going to have party in the discotheque in Saalbach Hinterklemm. That's why we can display. Yeah. Yes, home game GG, you're right. There has to be some rest for the players in the tournament. Okay, this was. I want to show you something. My video.
Back at table 4, Galfond up by 15,000 in chips. Blinds now at 3 and 600.
May have to make you sit in the corner and behave. I don't know. This is so close. So that's what I've got, so you know.
Wow, Joe's giving him a look.
I want you to see what I've got, so you know.
Looking for a reaction.
So, what do you want me to do, Phil?
Make your best decision and take your time.
Oh. I fold.
That's uncanny.
Genius.
You just tilted your head and that made me fold.
So, genius fold. I was sitting in the picture, but come on, you can see it, everything behind. This was like heads up, really nice tournament. Joe Hedgeham. Back to the ruling. If you have seen that Joe was open his whole cards and show his whole cards to his opponent and asking, so what should he do? And this is only possible in the heads up, because you give information to your opponent and you only have one opponent. If you play a normal tournament, like a full ring, 6 players, 8 players, 10 players, however, you give information out, you influence the game, because like you give an advantage to this player, but not the same advantage to the player in the next hand to the other one, because then you have to show always your hand before you're calling. And in a normal tournament, if you open your hand, I would always declare this hand as a fold. But in a special heads up, it's the poor poker, like to get this information out of your opponent. If you ask him, should I call you? So I like this, but this is like only possible, I think, in heads up tournaments and not like everywhere else. Heads up. Also in Germany, Deutscher Pokersportbund. It's the same. They're playing their league in heads up. They're saying, and kind of they're sometimes right, that heads up is the top of the top. There is like the skills, one against one is always the highest level. I agree and I slightly disagree. I think sometimes heads up depends on the structure, but very often it's like just one hand which decides the game. But at the end, heads up is like the poor poker. The end of the tournament is like always like the challenge, man against man, one against one. Really full skills. And if you like, for example, cash game heads up, like all the challenges we're facing afterwards, I think this is really great. This is really skill long term. But tournament heads up, I'm not so convinced that it's like only more skill than like if you play on a full table. But Deutscher Pokersportbund also play heads up. So heads up is still fashion, but at the end it's just changed a lot. Which is the biggest heads up challenge we know? Yes, it's the Tom Twan Tour Challenge. He offered this like really like years ago, and is still like ongoing. And you can see here like the conditions of facing Tom Twan in the Tour Challenge, which is nice points, which at the end never ended it, but it was like the, let's say, the top of the top and the most interesting Tour Challenge. But he was playing against Patrick Antonius. Patrick Antonius quit this challenge and cashed. He bought himself for free because he was losing against one. It was too expensive. So the end, like Patrick Antonius paid a certain amount, like kind of rumors. He paid like on top what he lost, 500k, and bought himself out of this Tour Challenge. And yeah, another challenge against Gates is still going on. So at the end, this Tour Challenge is running now for many years. If you Google all this challenge, there are a lot of like bad articles, bad comments about Tom Twan. He was bankrupt, you know. He never continued the challenge against Gates. So at the end, there's a lot of negative propaganda against him, saying, "Come on, like he playing at Daniel Gates, and he never finished his challenge. He was like running a challenge. He was broken. He won 9 million back broken." At the end, Daniel Gates was not talking bad about his opponent, but at the end, everybody is still waiting. They announced it to restart on Party Poker, but this also was already 1 year ago. So the end is still an ongoing challenge, and yeah. So let's see. Let's be surprised if one day this famous and legend Tour Challenge will be coming to an end. But thanks to him, which was a crazy guy and still one of the best player, it was a fun. And Patrick Antonius made a mistake because he challenged him in PLO, and they are saying Tom Twan is stronger in PLO than in No Limit Hold'em. That's why Patrick Antonius was losing that much, you know. Yeah, another challenge which is started quite recently, and to promote his own site, Run It Once, is from Phil Galfond, who is counted as one of the strongest heads-up player in the world. And you can see now the running show behind. You can see all these deals which is going on, and also you see from Phil Galfond that he founded Run It Once Poker, and to promote this he started to have this challenge. This challenge has the conditions about 25,000 hands, and if the opponent wins, he will pay 200k, and if he wins, he gets 100k from his opponent on top of the loss. And you can see the different games: 150, 300 below, before it was 100, 200 below. So he's facing a lot of people in this challenge, which honestly, it's quite a nice challenge, and it's really a cool guy. We can see, like, you can see the numbers. I just go out of the picture, so no complaints, please. Yeah, so this is the Galfond challenge, which is also like really nice to promote something, and it's broadcasted. So at the end, nice challenge and really good idea. So Heads Up is still active, but more online, not in live tournaments anymore, and not tournaments, more like cash game, which I said, the skill in cash game is much higher than in tournaments. Yeah. We also have another challenge on Poker Go, the challenge from Phil Hellmuth against Antonio S. van der Rari, also nice. It's at the moment it's like 3-0 for Phil Helmut. He's like now 400k up. So, and then also nice. And thanks to Poker Go, which is like we're missing maybe a tool like this in Europe. But Poker Go is like doing a lot for poker, a lot of broadcasts, a lot of shows. So at the end, you can see Heads Up is still alive, but not like in tournaments, but in like cash game challenges, and it's still the biggest ego like Phil Helmut. We know that Phil Helmut's quite a very big ego, and he's challenging Antonio, and both of them, by the way, playing secure with a mask, so they protect each other. So at the end, also a nice challenge, and you can look at Poker Go. You can find on YouTube some videos. It's also really interesting. I'm not a fan of watching Heads Up. I get too bored, but I think it's a conversation and the fun is really, really, really nice. Also a very nice challenge. What he mentioned in the chat before is the high stakes feud between Polk and Nicarano. Also think back to the tables. This feud, this duel, this challenge, this war has a history. So both of them, they were facing each other many times on some feature table, TV table, and they not really liked each other. So they were like really discussing because Nicarano was complaining about too high a rake. Polk was wearing a t-shirt, you know, that we should go down with the rake. So it was always very controversial between both of them. So at the end, what you can do if two people don't like each other, emotion, let's go and make a show. So now they play against each other. They have to play also like 25,000 hands. They playing 2-4 no limit hold'em, and at the moment Nicarano is up by 116,000. Not too bad. So there was quite 1-2 big hands. You know, one of the biggest hands was like it was 10-6 when Nicarano hit his set and Polk was trying to bluff Daniel Nicarano, kid poker, and like it was at the end really, 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 really wrong decision. So at the end Nicarano is 116 up, but they just had played. I'm not sure. I heard 200 or 600. So if you follow the stream, it's just you can find 200 hands played. I heard already 600 played already out of 25,000. So many shows. The last what I was finding online on YouTube, it was the first show they played 200 hands and then it was stopped. So they have to play 25,000 hands, and if they make one show 200 hands, it will be awful very long. So jockeys say Polk is up about 100k. So I heard about that Nicarano is 116 up, what I found online on Poker Go and information about the Poker Central, but maybe they played already one hand, but this was like 3, 4, 5 days ago. So this is the end, like Heads Up, which is really nice, big shows, a lot of shows, but we're missing this one. Funny story to Heads Up. When Stefan Raab TV Total Pokernacht was stopped, we had a call to discuss how we can launch a new show. And I always said we have to make a new format. We have to make a new action. We have to make it like interactive. We have to involve the customers. You have to make a chance to be part of it. We have to make more show, more fun, because we don't have Stefan Raab. So PokerStars TV team was coming up with a great idea. They said, let's play Heads Up. I said, come on, please. Don't play Heads Up charity poker at 11 p.m. in the night. Nobody will survive. Everybody will fall asleep. Also me as tournament director backstage. So at the end, Heads Up is nice. I think Heads Up is especially very good on the stream, or you can watch it, but not like fun mainstream and you need big egos, you need a lot of action. If you have a tight player, heads up is very, very boring. But thanks to PokerGo, they're really nice shows. It's really well done. It's really nice to watch. So at the end, if you're missing something, Nick Rano, Borg, or Phil Helmut, or against Esfandiari, really nice one to watch. And maybe one day Tom Doer will come back with the Tour Challenge. Yeah, but I don't think that Heads Up will come back to live poker. The last one who had fun with mixed games, we had spin and go, we had shootout, we had I forgot the name. If you play the flip out. So at the end, when I was still EPT tournament director, we had 110 events in Prague, quite crazy. 14 events on one day, and we had like mixed game, fun games, flip out, spin and go. We had heads up, we had 7-card start, we had really like Deuce is wild, we have everything, and all this fun gone. And now there's only no limit hold'em and one PLO tournament. This is the schedule of EPT. So quite boring. Let's see, maybe one day GG Poker will run live tournaments. At the moment they have still no interest to run live events. But maybe one day they will think about to run live events. And with GG Poker, I have a small hope that they will have more fun. Yeah. And in Austria, I hope as soon COVID is over, that window day we can run really fun events. We had a nice concept already of live fun events with window day in Austria, and I hope as soon COVID is like bye, then we can also launch some nice fun poker events with window day together. So let's fingers crossed. Okie dokie. So heads up. And lovely thing, and we all play heads up with our friends. And now I will jump to the last topic for tonight, ruling. I always try to find some famous, well-known and most discussed decisions of rulings from tournament directors in the world. And one of these rulings, which everybody talked about, was the ruling at the World Series of Poker 2012 from Gail Bowman against Andras Koroknai. Maybe you remember, it's written like peanuts, but I will tell you. It was on, I think, day 5 of the main event, and Gail, under the gun, was making a min raise to 60k. Andras was sitting on the small blind and pushed all in with 2 million, and the big blind mucked, and now Andras thought he's alone in the pot and mucked his hands. He tried to get back one card, but at the end the hand was lost, the hand was in the muck, and they called over first the floorman. The floorman called over one tournament director, and the ruling of the tournament director, after some discussion with the dealer, after getting some information from the customers, he said, because of the integrity of the game, he decided that Andras is losing only 60k, so the amount of the raise, which he obviously called because this bet was already there when he put in his chips. So he has to lose the 60k and he stays in the tournament, and that's it. So this was the big discussion now, that it was angel shooting or no angel shooting. Was it fair? Was it not fair? And we discussed this rule a lot of times also with my colleagues when in Europe, and now I'm coming back to my procedure of my brain when I make a rule and a decision. My rulings always like think, okay, what can I do? First one, I can say it's a call, you're in, and now it's up to Gail to call this bet. She will call for sure. And then like he's busted from the tournament because he has no hand. By the way, if you're asking now, Thomas, where's the video? Try to find the video. All the videos are deleted from YouTube. You don't find this hand anymore, so you can see how it happened. My guess is really that the World of Poker asked to delete all these videos, so nobody can prove if this ruling was right or wrong afterwards now. So, quite really strange not to find this video. You can find one video on a Russian video site, but you only see the floor and the tournament director making his ruling, which I don't want to follow. Okay, back to the ruling. Okay, so I can eliminate Andras and say, sorry, that was a tournament live, go home and you're out of the main event. Which I agree that in the integrity of the game, it would not be the best ruling in the main event to eliminate one player without any showdown. Okay. Back to the other ruling. Okay, he losing the 60k. This is a standard rule. This is written in the rules that the kind of cold bet, like the 60k, he has to call, and all the rest he can get back. So he only losing 60k. But what is 60k in comparison to 2 million? Also not the best amount. So I would never say it was the wrong ruling because I think the ruling was kind of more correct than incorrect. But people saying, yeah, but then you have to give him an orbit. Honestly, the orbit to penalize the player, but you give the profit to the whole table. But the lady herself, the French Gail Baumann, she was 100% affected by this ruling. So, what can we do? Was it angel shooting? No. Everybody was convinced, also with the video, there was no angel shooting. But this is my biggest argument to give him a higher penalty than it was given. If a player knows this situation and the ruling of a tournament director, I can abuse this and the next time it will be angel shooting. Imagine we both playing against each other, you and me playing heads up. Okay, you bet, I go in, and then I can see that you want to call. Instant, I mark my hand. The floor is coming over, and I say, I'm so sorry, I didn't see him, I thought I won. So, at the end, you can abuse you can abuse the outcome of the ruling if you know the standard rule that if there's no angel shooting and you mark your hand, yes, thank you, I get back my raise. Okay, I'm losing 60k, I don't care. So, and this would be my ruling first to give him a higher penalty. So I think maybe like as I once read, which I agree a little bit, to take away at least 120k, kind of a minimum raise to be accepted to lose more. I would not eliminate him for the tournament, but I think the penalty, the penalization of Gail Baumann was really, really tough. You know, in this stage of a tournament, close to the final table, close to the trophy, close to $6 or $8 or $9 million. Finally, you get kings, and finally you get called. Yes, yes. How often you have aces or kings, you make a standard raise and everybody mucks. It's like, what the fuck? I want to have money for my aces and my good hand. So now, at the end, she got this spot with kings, and now the opponent, yes, I got him. He didn't have aces. I don't know what he has. Some people say he had pocket nines, but in the end, like, this is a unique chance for the other opponent. So finally, if I have time to think about with my colleagues to discuss, I think I would decide that Andras has to lose 120k and he can stay in the tournament. But only 60k, honestly, it's a very, very, very super small penalty for him. He could be so happy. And as we know the history of unlucky and luck, Gail Baumann was eliminated as the last standing woman on the 10th place. She was the final table bubble. And I think you know who busted her. Yes, Andras. So, this back to the integrity of the game. Okay, we have to protect Andras. He made a mistake, but because of the integrity, we protect Andras Koroknai to give his card back. You're losing 60k, not 2 million. You're still in the tournament, and I wish you good luck. Yeah, and the next day, he passed Gail. So this is the story of her life, and honestly, this is a life-changing ruling. It sounds wow, life-changing ruling. Yes, it is, because if Gail would win the spot, or we played the spot, maybe Andras had more chips, maybe he was eliminated, so it would change the completely flow of this tournament. So to make the ruling and say, because of the integrity of the game, I can't eliminate you. Yeah, but you can eliminate Gail the next day because she's playing against an opponent who would be busted the day before. So, difficult. I would not say it was the wrong ruling, but it was too weak and not hard enough because people can abuse the whole situation. Yeah. Do you agree? If not, I don't. Tell me. It's a very tough decision, and honestly, it's as turn director to be World Series of Poker main event, feature table, live on TV. To make this ruling is really tough, but I would still decide a little bit different. Clock omens. Yes, Knossi. Yeah. Yes, Knossi announced a new poker format. I was chatting with Knossi about this. I asked Knossi about his opinion and what he was planning. He didn't tell me everything exactly. But at the end, it will be online, so it will be like a kind of VIP Promi Poker online tool, and let's see what at the end will come out. But Knossi told me there will be a new format, there will be like Promi, but it will be like online and not live or not TV. So I was chatting with him, I was asked, Jens, what's about live or TV show? Don't forget the tournament director to hire a good tournament director for German TV show. So he will do this. So again, you know, there's a genius person who is called Rosi from Poker Firma. She sent me a link now about this decision. So I don't know where she found it.
Condio checks.
But she's genius.
Joseph Chong checks his set.
So I will try now to find. So if you have time, stay with me. I will try to find this, and I will try to to show you. There was another decision, you know, with the French lady who lost aces because she mugged his hand. So is this one?
There was a hand developing between Andras Koroknoy and Gail.
Yeah, I think this is the video I can find on the Russian, but I'm not sure at the end. So I will try again. I will try to show you this one. Let's see if we can find it. I tried like last time, you know, remember? So, where's the YouTube? This is the one. And I don't know why always it's like this. Yeah, the problem is like in this short term I can't show you. I will try it. I have a new idea. I will try to show you now the video, but around the corner. Let's see if it's working.
Condio checks.
Okay.
Joseph Chong checks his set.
Chong with the sneaky check.
No, I don't want to register. Nein, danke. Nein, danke.
And Gail Bowman. Bowman raised to 60,000. Koroknoy from the small blind then moved all in. After the big blind folded, Koroknoy mucked his cards, not realizing Gail was still in the hand. Now, tournament officials are out at the table. Gail, of course, wants the hand to continue, but both of Koroknoy's cards can't be identified and retrieved from the muck.
I don't know what the correct ruling is, but raising all in and mucking your hand.
Yeah, you can see. Let's go back. You can see at the end. You see the ruling what I said, but you can't see the really hand what happened. So this is the missing tool. So yeah, now you can see the discussion and blah blah blah. What should be the right ruling? But you can't find the action of Andras when he pushed all in. If Gail said call or no call. So the end, this was the problem. So home game GG. You said. Yeah, your comparison with the import of import untaxed cigarettes, but honestly, I think it's just like 60k. It's not enough. It's like you make a mistake, you get a big advantage. You not take the risk to lose 2 millions maybe for a bluff, and you get at the end a bonus. You're losing 60k, which is ridiculous. It's not an amount, and you can see the face of. If you watch the video, you can see the smiley face of Andras, you know, to be happy to get the ruling like this. So, integrity of the game, yes or no, but integrity of the whole tournament, I think it was slightly, let's say, not weak ruling, but not hard enough for Andras. This is like. Yeah, home game, I agree to you, that's the right. So, okie dokie, this is the end of Monday stream, this is the end of Talk to Thomas, this is the end of Ask the Turn Director. Thanks a lot for staying, I have some vodka left. Let's stay tuned. What will in Austria will be the lockdown, real lockdown. What will be tougher? The restriction will go up. I will play some online on Window Day. Maybe we see us there. Maybe I will stream one day, also like Window Day. But I have a lot of work to do in my house. To renovate the house, it's awful. So, if one day you're buying a house, really think about if you want to renovate the whole house or just keep it and can survive. lucky me, I have time to take care about it, but it's really all the construction, the workers, to coordinate. It's really awful, but lucky me, not lucky me, but lucky the situation, I have time to do it. Okay, so thanks to my partners, thanks to Rosie, thanks to you. I wish you a pleasant week. Enjoy your soft lockdown, enjoy online poker, and fingers crossed we will come back much stronger for live events. I send you a big kiss, a big hug. Take care, and I hope to see you next Monday at 8 p.m. on my stream. Talk with Thomas, and any topic, please text me, write me, send me videos, send me links. I'm more than happy to show everything I can. Buonanotte, cheers, guten Abend und bis bald. Ciao.